Okay, good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and call this meeting to order for April 8th, Polk County Commissioners Court. It's 10 a.m. In the Polk County Regional Health Building, Suite A. At this time, if I could ask everybody to please turn off any devices or mute their cell phones, and we will move forward. We're going to start with the public hearing. And at this time, I'd like to ask Gary Forrest with First Baptist Church in Corydon to come forward and lead us in prayer.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's good to be here with you. Let's bow our heads and go to the Lord in prayer. Father, we thank you for this day that you've given us to live our lives and to give you honor and glory is how we act and behave. And we pray for our men and women, Lord, that run our business here for this Polk County. Your word tells us that when the righteous rule, that the people rejoice and prosper. So we pray that you will give them a heart to follow you, and thank you for all that they do for us. And we give you praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Brother Gary.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What time is it now, Kurt?
10:02.
Okay, 10:02 for the public hearing. We're going to conduct a hearing to receive public comment on petition to abandon Old Blanchard Loop, also known as Blanchard and Onalaska Highway, which is located in Precinct 2. On March 11th, the court received a petition included for your review from Thomas Timbers and adjoining landowners to have the Old Blanchard Loop, also known as Blanchard and Onalaska Highway, formally closed by Commissioners Court. This road is located approximately 7 miles from Livingston, Texas, extending a distance approximately 4,785.91 feet into the land of Thomas Timber Investments. We received the petition and entered it into the minutes of the court. So the court may consider an order to approve to close the road following the public hearing. At this time, this is another one of those roads that is not currently on our 911 map. We're closing another basically non-existing road, and basically it's meant for the owners to be able to proceed without having to be concerned about any other infringement that might occur. And the owners on both sides have made this request. Does anybody want to comment? No?
Judge, if you'd like to hear from the petitioners.
You certainly can.
Your Honor, this particular road was order gated by the Commissioners Court in February of 1980. Those minutes are filed of record in the official public records in volume 26, page 74, wherein they gave permission to that particular landowner that owned the track at the time to put gates on the property. The distance that we have requested be closed is the distance that is in between those gates that was requested at that time to be gated. The minutes do not reflect that the landowner was given permission at the time to formally close the road. However, the road has not been maintained by the county nor traveled by the general public since that time. And as a matter of course, my clients request that this road be officially closed and abandoned by the county so that the record is clear as to the abandonment and that there will be no further issues going forward regarding the same. So we would ask the court to take notice of those prior minutes, the petition that has been filed with the court, along with the pictures showing where notice was posted at each gate on each end of that particular roadway, and approve the petition and the legal description that is attached to the same as being the legal description of the portion of the road to be closed. If the Commissioners Court would like for review, we have brought a larger map provided by the surveyor. I don't know if it would be helpful or not to review the same. Okay.
Yes.
And we would just ask that the petition be approved, Your Honor.
Sounds good. Thank you. Anybody else wish to comment? Okay, we'll close the hearing. What time is it?
10:05.
So, item number 3, consider action to abandon Old Blanchard Loop, also known as Blanchard and Alaska Highway, located in precinct 2.
So moved.
Okay. Move Commissioner Purvis, second Commissioner Robertson. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, this time we're gonna open for public comments. It's allow for public comments on topics relating to the business of the county. Anybody have public comments? Did anybody sign up?
No one signed up.
Very well. Okay, informational reports. I would like to start the informational reports. I know we have several proclamations, but one of the informational reports I would like to provide to the court and to the public is we had an incident in the Judicial Center where a man was having a heart attack in the Judicial Center. So at a later date, we would like to recognize Bob Price, who's a local attorney, along with Cassie Freeman, who's one of our employees at the Judicial Center, and John Sexton, because they were able to get an AED, they were able to resuscitate the man and keep him stable until the EMTs could arrive. So we do want to thank them for their fast thinking and for being able to provide that service. So we will recognize them at a later date officially. I just didn't want that to go unnoticed, I guess I should say. And John Sexton kept saying I didn't have anything to do with it, but John Sexton is the one that was on the phone with 911, telling people what to do and getting things moving. So we want to thank the Security and Sheriff's Department as well. Okay, this time we have a proclamation declaring April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. A copy of the proclamation was also included for your review, and we have representatives here today. Should I do some of these all together? I think some of these people are the same representatives for both groups. Okay, so we also have a proclamation declaring April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. We have a proclamation declaring April 6th through April 12th as Crime Victims' Rights Week in Polk County. And we have a proclamation declaring April the 13th through the 19th as Public Safety Telecommunications Week in Polk County. So let's start with the Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Who's you? Okay, so we do want to recognize those people that are basically in the trenches along with law enforcement, but are providing services. So we thank you all very, very much for your service and for assisting the victims and making everybody aware of the potential difficulties. Everybody squeeze.
Yes.
Squeeze, squeeze.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Okay, our next proclamation is Child Abuse Prevention, designating April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Come on, David, you don't get to lag behind.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you all very much for the work that you do. Hey, Ann. Oh, no, see. How are you? Okay. You're still hanging in there? Yes. Thank you. Okay, this is another group that provides some essential services, I would say, to our community. Our children, I think, are some of our most precious assets, and we should do everything we can to protect them in every way that we can, and not only protect them, but assist them in being good members of the community and being a part of a successful community. So we want to thank all of you all for your hard work and your support and their volunteerism, because a lot of them are volunteers.
Thank you.
Okay, squeeze in.
Bill,
Knuckle
could
up,
y'all scoot
everybody.
over this way a little bit, please, sir? Thank you. Okay, that's good, that's good.
Will that work? And some of you smaller people need to come this direction. There you go, Crystal.
Go up there, my Crystal.
There we go.
Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna take some, and then I'm gonna take some for another lady, so just bear with me for a minute.
Gotcha.
1, 2, 3. Let's do one more. Okay. One, 2, 3. Thank you.
Huh?
Squeeze
in.
Exactly.
No. Okay, we have, the next one we have is, we are declaring April the 6th to the 12th as National Crime Victims Week. Is Megan here?
Yeah.
Come on, Megan. Bring your crew with you. Jody, I'm glad to see you're speaking to your boss again.
She's not.
Took your tickets.
I still haven't got those tickets yet.
Okay, this is the small but mighty group that represents Polk County in the fight for victims advocacy and assisting our residents as well as seeking justice. So we want to thank all of them as well. Smile, Megan.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I know that we do not have, do we have some of our dispatchers here?
We got one of the few.
So our dispatchers are overworked for sure, and so we do want to show appreciation to them and to the sheriff's office, which is who, that's right, get them up here. Come on, Sheriff, come on, Andy. So thank you very much for everything that you all do to keep the people and the employees of Polk County safe. We appreciate that. We're using Emily as our personal photographer.
And I'm trying to get everybody's names. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Perfect, thanks. Okay, our next item, item number 8, announcement of the winners from the Healthy County Steps competition. The competition was held amongst our employees from February 4th to March 28th, and they reported their total steps taken each week and submitted it into their steps log. So each employee that recorded at least 25,000 steps per week was entered into a drawing for a $100 gift card, and 4 winners were selected by the random drawing. So the first one is Cassie Freeman from the county clerk's office. Second one is Cherie Pike from Environmental and the Fire Marshal's office. The third one is Mike Ainsworth in the IT department. And the fourth one is Tracy Yeager from the maintenance department. So they will all be receiving $100 gift cards for trying to stay fit. Obviously Cassie was, because they said she was moving quickly when she was trying to provide assistance. Okay, new business on consent agenda. You have an addendum on the number 10 in the amount of $1,043,014.82. And otherwise, unless there's something in it someone would like to pull, I need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Robertson. Second, Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, on new business, your regular agenda, you have approval of personnel matters as follows. You have personnel action form requests that were submitted by department heads since the last meeting, a review of any authorized emergency hiring, We did not, do we have any emergency hires? I don't see any, okay. No emergency hires at this time.
So moved.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Purvis, second Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Judge,
What's that?
don't we need to table the minutes?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to ask for us to table the minutes on that. Yes.
Okay, so we're backing up.
Yes, ma'am, just under the consent agenda, if we can table the minutes.
Okay, motion to table the minutes.
I'll make the motion.
Very well. Commissioner Robertson, second Cassidy. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Sorry about that.
Okay, item 17B, request from the district attorney to utilize unspent salary funds to create a temporary part-time position. Shelley Sidden has requested approval to temporarily hire Diane Bell, who's currently working on their document retention project through the MET program. And due to the changes that occurred with the MET funding, Ms. Bell's hours have been reduced, and so Shelley would like to go ahead and hire her part-time so that she can conclude her retention program.
So moved.
I'll second.
Commissioner Purvis, Commissioner Robertson, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 18, consider request for revisions and amendments to the budget as follows. You have the FY 2025 budget revisions and amendments as presented by the County Auditor's Office. A copy of the proposed revisions, number 2025-10, and amendments, number 2025-10A, was included in your packet for your review.
I'll make the motion.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Robertson. Second, Commissioner Purvis. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 19, receive and take any necessary action regarding the FY 2026 budget adopted by the Polk Central Appraisal District on March 25th, 2025. A copy of the PCAD FY 2026 adopted budget is included for your review. The FY 2026 budget reflects an increase of $63,229, which is a 3.1% increase over last year. Our payment is budgeted to increase by $17,441.15, which is a 2.19 increase. No action is required if the court agrees with the adoption of the FY 2026 budget. If the court does not agree with the adopted budget, then a resolution disapproving the budget must be adopted and submitted to the appraisal district. If at least 75% of the taxing entities submit similar resolutions, then the adopted budget will not take effect and the appraisal district will have to be required to consider a new budget.
I'll make the motion
To approve, okay, Commissioner Robertson. Any discussions, or you wish to say?
I didn't know we had to approve it. Don't matter.
We don't have to approve it. It's more like a formality, unless you want to do a resolution opposing.
I won't do us no good either, no matter. Second.
Commissioner Purvis, a reluctant second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 20, discuss and consider proposal for county web service. Okay, so we were recently notified that, we all know that to continue federal funding, that everything has to be ADA compliant. So we were notified that to fully comply with Americans with Disabilities Act, then it cannot just be physical infrastructure. So it's not just buildings and parking lots and sidewalks. But now, and all of those are currently under review by the maintenance department. Commissioner Purvis and I went around and looked at several of our buildings, most of our buildings actually at this point in time. But now they've also come back and said that it includes digital infrastructure, which would be our website and anything that's available via the internet. We are not ADA compliant with regards to our website, to the criteria that they consider ADA compliant. So to ensure ongoing compliance, it would require someone to continuously monitor and update, and basically, it would be a full-time position that would sit there and correct information, change information, add information, as every department, as every elected official change or move forward. So, IT and the purchasing department in this office started looking into the possibilities. The county clerk's office has transitioned to Civic Plus, which they like. And so Civic Plus has some solutions. Their websites are considered to be fully ADA compliant, and they guarantee the continuous monitoring of it. Everything is automatically checked, and when possible, corrected for compliance. At least we would receive a notification if there were some questions about it. They follow the prevailing guidelines under ADA, and basically it reduces our liability and eliminates the need for any in-house website accessibility. In addition to that, it's optimized, it's more user-friendly. It makes it easy for those people with disabilities, obviously, to be able to navigate our website. The other aspect that we're having to deal with is social media. With social media archiving, that is that the minute that we put anything on a Facebook page or a website, it automatically becomes public information and is subject to a Freedom of Information request. We have several departments and we have several elected officials that have social media presence. They have Facebook pages. At this time, we have at least 12 active Facebook pages that are operated by the various departments. So, the other thing that they will do is they will compile and archive that information and maintain that information available. And it's a real-time capture, so if someone goes on there and puts a comment on there, but then removes it, well, it's still archived, it's still held for that department or for whoever requests access to it. So that provides us compliance with public records laws. It also gives law enforcement the ability to retrieve any archived social media data for investigation or prosecution purposes. The other aspect of this, and I know that not every department deals with this, but it's also a way for us to manage the public information requests. There's a lot of time that is spent every time that we receive a FOIA request. Staff members have to be taken off of their normal duties to retrieve the information, find the information, catalog it, double check it, make sure nothing's being released that doesn't fall under that guideline. This office receives a lot of them. I know that both district clerks receive a lot of them as well. The district attorney receives a lot of them, and I don't even know how many the sheriff's office receives. But we are constantly having to deal with that and constantly having to forward that information to legal counsel for review, or to TAC for review, or to somebody for review. So basically, by moving to this, I think we would have a more efficient, there are legal aspects where we would be protected, and there's also time, money, staff members that would be eliminated from having to deal with that. So, we provided the cost breakdown for you all. Carrie visited with them, and they were willing to negotiate on some of that and give us some prorated pricing. The cost breakdown for FY 2025, which would be May to September, the total investment would be $15,037.80. For FY 2026, which will be October 25th through September 26th, the total investment would be $15,614.99. And FY 2027, which would be full year, the FY 2028 estimated cost would be a 3% increase, but all three modules for 2027 would be $23,475.99. The 3% increase for 2028 would be $24,180.27. So that would give us the capturing of data from social media and any websites that would happen automatically. That would give us relief in terms of the FOIA requests that come into every department. One of the other things that this does is if someone puts in a FOIA request and the information is already available on either a Facebook or a website, then it provides a link to the requester to where they automatically go to that information. So they can still come back and request that we go through and find the information, but it automatically sends them to the links that potentially might answer their questions.
And I'm sure, I'll ask the question anyway, but all this company has a good record of not having anybody hacking in or?
Correct, and they specialize with government entities.
Okay.
So they are not, they're not in the business community per se, they emphasize government entities.
I got a question here.
Sure.
I'm saying this is more of a compliance that we're in with ADA, correct?
A lot of it is,
A
yes,
lot of
sir.
it. So would it be better that we use what IT knowledge that we got in compliance before we started buying and paying for this?
Well, we would have to hire someone, which would be more than twice the money.
Yeah, it would be massive to have to.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that ain't gonna get us to compliance.
So we did have Carly, she went ahead and she went in, she followed the ADA guidelines and went through the county website, and she was working nonstop trying to fix things, and it became very overwhelming for her. So IT already looked at the website and found a bunch of stuff wrong with it before we even reached out. This was actually, I think, my idea, that brought this to Carrie. There's a lot of counties, and when I say a lot, there's probably already 20+ counties that are already moving to Civic Plus as it is, because of the legislative requirements.
And you're just talking about one aspect. You're just
Yeah,
talking about the
yeah,
ADA
yeah.
compliant. So we would have to hire someone full time to make sure that every legislative change, that every single little thing got incorporated into that. So every time that we did a policy change, somebody would have to go in and make sure that everything was ADA compliant. And then on top of that, you've got the FOIA requests. Andy, Sheriff, how much time do y'all think you spend a week on FOIA requests?
We're at Kayla Hemperly, Kayla Hemperly and our records clerk right now, they probably log 3 weeks worth of time right now on just 2 open records requests, and they're not even done with those yet.
Yeah,
So we gotta redact videos, redact paperwork.
yes, yes,
That was my
ma'am.
question. So for that 15,000, they're gonna redact all of our videos and do all of that?
It's going to capture what we do, not investigative information.
Okay, so
It's
it's not
gonna-
really helping the DA's office and the sheriff's office?
It cannot redact
Yes, it
video,
is.
but it can redact documents.
Yes, it can
It
redact
auto
documents.
redacts the documents.
I have so many questions.
Well, but it's not going to just send it out. If you receive a FOIA request, if it receives a FOIA request for your office, then it's gonna send them to a link of available information that has already been released, okay, that is readily available. But it's not gonna send any information that you are currently holding because it's an investigation, whatever. Nothing that is not already public information is going to go out on it. It's only stuff that's already public information. So whatever needs to be redacted will already have been redacted because it's public information.
Which you're meaning like stuff that we posted on our social media and our website, correct?
Correct.
So it's social media based?
What's that?
It's web-based.
It's web-based.
Web-based.
Yes, it's social media and website. So information that you have already released it will capture that and provide a link or provide the information to the requester. But it's not gonna release anything that's, in their case, they have to spend hours retrieving data, finding this, finding that. And so that's what it's gonna say. Same thing with this office. You know, we receive FOIA requests sometimes that it takes us, we have to literally tell them, the scope of your request is so large that we cannot comply within 10 days. So here's the date that we can get the information for it. Or here's the cost.
So if we elect to pay for this, how long will it take roughly for them to get us in compliance? I mean, I know that depends upon us working with them, but are we talking a month or a year?
I don't remember the exact, but it's, no, not like a year. I mean, it would be relatively quickly, we'd be able to move to the new website.
I don't remember what it said on the paperwork, so.
Judge, also too, we're already required to do a lot of this with the election stuff that we post on our website.
And see, so that would take care of a lot of the voting issues that come up, because everything would be ADA compliant.
Every time legislation.
Yeah, like I said, Carly spent weeks looking over the county website, and every time she clicked on something else, it was something else was wrong. And so she's like, I don't even know how to, this is overwhelming to me, so.
And it's not always that easy either, because sometimes when you're editing, if you hit the wrong thing, you can almost black out everything that you already have on your page just by trying to edit one little portion on your website. So it's, what we currently have is not user-friendly with the editing portion. Be a good job for Bill.
I'm not worried about any of them, to tell you the truth. Sounds to me like it's a waste of money.
The commissioners don't get a whole lot of FOIA requests, other than when are you gonna fix my road? And when's the last time you were doing?
We don't
Yeah,
do,
exactly.
we don't do Facebook either, so.
No, this
You know,
will,
that's-
this is actually.
this is in y'all's wheelhouse, so y'all decide.
But if you
Okay, so Mr. It looks like a waste of money. Would you rather hire someone to take
No, I
care
can
of all
see
this?
that part, it's half price of hiring
Uh-huh.
somebody. That's the one thing I can agree with.
Well, and you're getting a year and a half for the first year, right? Is that what it was?
It's a year, it's 12 months free of the social media archiving and the FOIA.
Yeah.
That's the reason I've been quiet, because I can tell it's cheaper than hiring one person.
Over
Yes.
our head.
Yeah.
Cause I can tell you, my department doesn't have the time to do that.
No, nobody's department does. And so that's part of the problem, is that nobody can go in and has the time to sit down and correct every single thing on every single website, every single everything. And the other thing is the legal aspect of social media. If someone goes in and makes a comment and then deletes it, and
If
we
someone
never
is
see
a
it.
county employee, right?
No, anyone in the public can go in and make a comment on your
I know that.
Facebook page.
I'm talking about get us in trouble.
No, if they put a comment on there and then they delete that comment and we never see it, and we receive a FOIA request for all comments that were made on that page, we don't have it.
Gotcha.
And we never saw it, it left. It went
So
off
then
into
who's gonna worry about it?
these people that are making FOIA requests.
Then they should have caught it when it was on there.
Okay, Commissioner Purvis's motion is that we hire someone that can scrutinize all social postings
Nope.
and go from there.
If we're gonna scrutinize my postings, yeah, we don't have to hire nobody. I don't have no-
Well, you and Matt Murphy have about the same postings, which would be 0. First, you have to have a Facebook page before you can do that.
But I'll make a motion, we do this thing, whatever it is.
Civic
Thank you,
Plus,
Commissioner
Civic Plus
Burns.
is what we already use for Commissioner's Court minutes.
Second, Commissioner Casper. Any further comments or questions? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 21, discuss and consider approval of Amendment 003 to the agreement with Komatsu Architecture to extend the period of performance for the courthouse restoration project Due to the series of change orders and requests for additional construction days, we need to extend our owner-architect contract to ensure Komatsu can continue to provide services. The request that was made of all of them was for a 220-day extension, and obviously we have to pay our architect as well. You can't expect services and not provide the amendment. So the fee adjustment request letter is included for your review and consideration.
Why is it moved this time?
This is the same extension from
We had
when
moved.
this, it hasn't moved again.
We just redo it.
No, we have to redo the contract. When the city came back and changed, remember when we discussed it before? When the city came back and changed things and we had to modify everything, well, then that created a 220-day extension for us. But that includes your architect, because we asked for modifications to be made, to be compliant with what the city requested.
Because of the sewer system and all that.
We had to move the sewer, we had to move the electrical, we had to move the water, we had to move everything.
But I mean, that was what we did. We did the 220-day extension.
Well, you know, I just asked,
Yeah,
I don't
no.
ever hear nothing, and then I get up here and I have to vote to give money or not, and so, just like, is anybody keeping a daily log on? I know this past Friday, no one was even there working.
They don't work before 10.
Huh?
They work 4 10s.
Yes, they never work on Fridays, they've been working 4/10s forever.
Yeah.
Well, I know,
I mean, hey, you get a question, ask us.
Hmm?
Ask us.
Yeah, I've got walked in there and several times in the last 6, 8 months, and other than a few more studs, standing, some more wire, I can't hardly tell the difference. I see a big difference on the columns.
A lot of things
Stuff
that they're doing are
outside.
behind the, you know, they're.
Yeah, you're not gonna see it, and I do not claim to be a construction expert, so. But I do know that we had to do that extension, we had to make those modifications, and we can't not pay someone that has provided services and that is part of the extension.
Well, I know, every time I go in there, you're lucky to see 4 or 5 people in there working. I mean, he got other jobs going on, they're pulling all his hands off, the contractor, they're not finishing the job.
Okay, now, if you were a contractor and you were planning to then it be done by January of 2025, would you be waiting to just make sure? Or would you already have other jobs lined up to move to?
Well, I have another job lined up, and I'm talking about jobs right now, that he's pulling off and working somewhere else. So personally, I don't think he'll be through by January 2025.
That was the original
Or
deadline. Then we did
summer of 2026, I don't think he'll be through.
Oh, no, sir. Then we had to do that 220-day extension. And when we had to do that 220-day extension, then that pushed everybody, every contractor, not just the architects, all the subcontractors, everybody had to get shifted.
So right now, are you saying they're gonna be through in September of 25?
That's the new goal.
Never happened. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong
But it'll
too.
never happen.
Nothing we can do about it.
And this architect firm, they're having to prolong because it's taking longer to build, correct?
No, they're not prolonging it because of that.
What it is it's taking them, they're having to work extra 220 days in this project because it's extended 220 days.
The
And they've
architect
had,
firm.
and they've had to change some of their drawings to accommodate
Modified.
the other changes. Now they want to get paid for it.
They wanna get paid for services, go figure.
I mean, it's-
The water and the electrical had to be completely moved. And the sewage. So when all of those things had to be completely moved, then you had to have more architectural drawings and you had to have more engineers
You're no more fed up with this deal than the rest.
than the rest of us.
Well, to me, they had to have a starting point for that water and sewer to begin with, and now they say they gotta move it, or no, I know we had to move it.
Well, it's done, it's done been moved, it's all.
Yeah, I know
Now
it's
they've
been-
done, well, now they've done the work, or at least a lot of it. So what's your pleasure, Commissioner Cassidy?
Hmm.
What's your pleasure?
I don't have no question.
So moved.
And I'll second.
Commissioner Purvis? Commissioner Robertson? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I do.
Commissioner Cassidy is opposed. All in favor say, okay, never mind, motion carries. Number 2, you have an addendum, consider approval of order granting an exemption from the competitive bid requirements for the purchase of real property at public auction to be held by Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers. There is a correction on that, and that is, it is from April 8th through the 10th, 2025, and this comes at Commissioner Robertson's request, and a copy of the order is included for
I got a question.
Huh?
Why do we have to do this?
Because normally, under normal circumstances, the commissioners are not allowed to bid on public auction. Now, part of what you might want to
Since
consider.
when?
We were told by TAC that we needed to move forward with at least making it public knowledge. Now, having said that, we did it this way to give the court an opportunity that if you want to have a standing order that for whatever property sales might come up, that you all will be allowed to participate, then we can do that. But it needs to be renewed by the court every year so that the public is aware.
You're waiving the competitive bidding, there ain't no more competitive bidding than going down there and bidding against 200 people.
I'm just telling you what we were told to do.
Well, I don't care, I ain't going anyway. I mean, it didn't make sense to me.
I agree with you, Tom. Like I
You know.
said, it could be more of a.
I think it's more of a transparency thing.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a transparency thing, is that we are on the court. And so it's more of a transparency issue.
Okay.
That comes a motion.
It's her deal, she's gonna make the motion.
Yeah, I made the motion, so.
Second.
Commissioner Robertson, second Commissioner Cassidy, all in favor say aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
What time is it, Madam Clerk?
10:42.
10:42.
For the record, Commissioner Duclos is absent for our roll call.
Yes, ma'am.
We forgot to do that.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
It's okay.
Okay, I know that we already called to adjourn, but do you all want to?
Oh, you killed me.
The exemption from.
No, it just didn't make any sense to me because